Hey guys, so today I have a special guest. I have my friend Matt, who also works with me in Musicians Academy. He's like literally next door. So today we're going to be doing some warm-ups and we're going to be learning how to break them apart because some of you guys like to try to match me and only me and only me. Well, some of you are guys. You can't always try to match my voice. If you try matching my voice, then you're going to try to sing like a girl, and we don't want to do that. So I have him to help me out so that way you can hear the difference of what we're supposed to be doing. And he's probably going to be helping, giving you a little bit of advice here and there also. So yeah, so we're going to do the normal thing. So we're going to do Ma Me Me Mo Moo. It's kind of like a drone thing, which is to hear the voice and to hear the pitches. This is also going to help out with harmonization for some of you who are trying to learn. We're gonna start with that. So we're gonna start with Ma Me Me Mo Moo, and if some of you are new and you don't know what that is, just follow along, rewind, so that way you can practice along with us. Okay? All right, cool. All right, so let's do that one. You said not past B, right? So is this okay? Or is that too?
That's fine.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, ready? Ma me mi mo moo, 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 ma me mi mo. Okay, so what he was doing is he was keeping that one pitch and one pitch only, while I started to stretch up the scale. He wants to make sure that he's singing at his stopping point, and so we don't want to go too far, but we also want to hear the separation. So you can also hear it where he's keeping that separation, and so we don't want to have where you're trying to sing and you can't sing that. You have to sing at your range. You got to stay down here, just like what he was doing. So yay, thank you. Also, we're gonna try to do that with, well, not the drum thing. We're gonna try to do Ma Me Mi Mo Moo, and we're gonna do that here too. And the pitches are gonna change, just letting you know. So and I've tried not to go too high. Okay, so most of you guys should already know Ma Me Mi Mo Moo. I practically teach all of you that. So if you don't know how to do that, again, listen to us, rewind, and then try again. Okay. So starting here. Ma Me Mi Mo Moo. 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 If you have to down an octave, it's okay. Ma Me Mi Mo Moo. I make mistakes all the time, you know. Ma Me Mi Mo Moo. Ma Me Mi Mo Moo. Good. All right. Cool. And like I said, start listening to him. If you're one of the boys that I'm teaching, listen to his voice. Don't match mine. You'll hear the difference. It's still the same pitches, except it's an octave down. Because we don't want to have you trying to sing my high range and then you can't do it. You're gonna strain your throat. You're gonna hurt your larynx. You're gonna lose your voice. I've done it. I'm telling you, I've lost my voice 4 times. You don't want to lose your voice, especially if you're like me and that loves to talk. You're not gonna be able to do it, and then you're gonna be miserable for like at least 2 months because you don't have your voice.
For a lot of young male singers, it is possible for us to sing that high in our falsetto or our head voice, Just because you can do it is not healthy singing. The technique that you use for singing healthily in your chest voice is very different than the technique that you use for singing in your falsetto. And if you're singing along with Alicia and she's singing really high and you're matching those pitches in your falsetto, very likely you're not breathing appropriately or properly to get the proper sound, power, and healthy breathing so you can breathe for a long time. In that instance, it's really important to be able to recognize the pitch that she's singing, but still sing the octave lower so that you can sing in a range that's natural and healthy to you.
See, and this is something I've told you guys. I've told you all here, and so, but I think he explained it a little bit better than how I did, because you have to remember, I'm teaching you how to sing and how to breathe properly and where to find your voice range. Like when you're singing low voices, you should sing to your chest, not with your chest. Don't do that. That's incorrect. We want to sing with our abdominal. For little kids that are listening, your stomach, it's the same thing. Or if you're singing up, you want to sing towards your head. You're not singing with your head, you're singing towards your head. So just like what he said, please take his advice so that way when you come into my lesson, you're not struggling, okay? And if not, if you really need more help and he is available, I'll go knock on his door. So anyways, we're also going to do a conversation. Now, some of you guys, like, again, y'all know this one already, but this is just to differentiate, I can't say the word right. It's to separate the voices, but still singing the same thing. Sorry guys, I had a little messenger thing, I gotta close them out. Anyways, but we're gonna sing How Are You Today. This is called a conversation.
This is an exercise that is new to me, so I'll be learning this for the first time from Alicia.
Yeah, so this one, how we do it is, and we'll sing it together first, just so they can also hear how it's supposed to sound. This one literally is the same pitches. The only difference is it's with the enunciation, and it's to help get the words out clearly, using the abdominal and still using proper words. So we're going, how are you today? And then
I'm very well today.
So how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, so a lot of kids do that too.
How are you?
Don't feel bad. Hey, yeah, y'all know you've done it.
Too.
We all make mistakes. That's why I tell you guys, it's okay to make mistakes. We're here to help you. That's what we are as educators. We're supposed to help. Okay, so I'm very well. How are you? And then it'd be me. Do you think it will rain? No, I think not today. Yeah, and then right here we'll do a switch, and then you'll go first, and then I go next.
Okay.
So it's a repeat. If you need the paper, I can give it to you.
No, it's fine. We're fine.
Okay, because I'm like I have this memorized. Anyway, so here we go. Right? How are you today?
I'm very well. How are you?
Do you think it will rain?
No, I think not today. How are you today?
I'm very well. How are you?
Do you think it will rain?
No, I think not today. And then y'all know the rest of the process. Y'all can just rewind. But if you notice, he's still singing the notes. He's still singing the right notes. It doesn't sound like it doesn't, for your ears, may not sound like it's matching the pitches, but it actually is, because he's basically going, he's singing down this range, while I'm singing, how are you today? And he's singing, how are you? I can't sing that low. Can you do that for me? How are you today? Yeah, he's singing that range right there.
As a young man, you may be able to sing the higher range. Can you play that with me, Alicia?
Yeah. How are you today? I'm very well. How are you?
Just because you can sing that range doesn't mean that it's your appropriate singing range, and you are very likely doing something unhealthy by singing that high. If you can, do your best to sing in the octave that is appropriate for you in the correct pitch.
Yeah. Help me out, guys. Don't listen to his advice. Me as a teacher, I am a woman. I can sing towards the middle range a little bit. I may not sing all the way, but you gotta remember, like, I am a woman with a much higher range than you, and he's a guy. He can sing my range too. I've heard him, but he's not gonna hurt his voice to an extent where you can't reach. And then, like I said, you're gonna lose your voice, and then I'm not gonna be able to teach you, and then you're gonna be kicking yourself, thinking, I should have listened. So please follow along, okay? And then now we're gonna do some harmonization. So harmonizations is all about listening. If you're listening to the pitches and you're listening to the voice, it's really easy to separate. In fact, if you were listening the whole time, that's kind of what we were already doing already. But with songs like Can't Help Falling in Love, who is it by? I don't even remember. It's not Elvis Presley. It's somebody else.
Hugo Peretti and Luigi Creatore.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, this is actually a ukulele part. Oh, wait, it's something chains, isn't it?
I don't know.
Y'all look it up, okay? So, we're going to use this. We're going to sing it as a melody first, and then I'm going to, along the way, we're going to break things apart so that way y'all can follow along. This is more also towards another student of mine who's still learning this song too. This is more to help you with making sure you listen to the parts. So if you can sing along with him, that'd be great too. But follow me first, and you're mostly should be following me because you're the woman, so you should be listening to me. If you're a guy and if you're singing to this, and you're one of my new students, then you need to follow him. Don't listen to me. I mean, yeah, you want to listen to me when I teach you, but you don't want to sing like me, just like what he says. You don't want to do that falsetto range, and then you're hurting yourself. And that's why I tell you guys, if it hurts, stop. Because I don't want you guys to hurt your voice. I want you to take good care of your voice. I'll help you with how to reach high ranges in a certain way, but I'm not going to take you to an extent that you can't reach it. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing anyway. My point is to help you learn to breathe, to learn to sing, and to learn to take care of your voice, so that way you know how to take care of it and do it on your own. And plus I've been singing since I was 5. I didn't know anything I was doing until I went to college. So, but anyways, we're gonna sing the melody just the way it is first. And if y'all want to find the lyrics to follow along with us, that's perfectly fine. And then if you want to rewind and sing along with us, that's even better. So here we go. We're gonna start right here. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because I mess up. So we're just gonna go up to you. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Wise men say, only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Good. Now we're gonna separate it. So this was just us singing the melody, just the way it is, just the way it's written. Now we're gonna separate. So you can keep the melody if you want, and then I'll do the harmonization, and then we'll switch.
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Wise men say, only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Awesome. So what I just did was I kept within the key. It's what I always tell you guys. As long as when you harmonize, you want to keep the chord, and you're listening to the chords so that way you can match what's going on. And maybe if you wanted to sing a little lower, like because I'm using an F chord, and so I'm using the fools rush in, and what's actually happening is going fools rush in. Or if you wanted to, you can sing underneath the note. It's kind of the same thing. You would have to sing this one. Fools rush in. But I always find that the middle or the higher pitch is probably much prettier. I don't know. It's just my preference. You don't have to follow what I'm telling you, I guess. So now we're gonna turn it the other way around. Now he's gonna sing the male part of how we would harmonize. So if you listen, you'll hear the difference between the two of us. I like to go up. He may go up. Maybe he may go down. You never know.
And if I make any mistakes, just bear with me. I'll do my best to fit inside the key. This is my first time reading this.
Yeah, he's sight reading right now, guys. and if you knew, guys, I make mistakes all the time. I'm either a klutz or I'm making a mistake. So no judging, okay?
No judges. Mistakes are there to make progress. From.
Yeah. All right, ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
So notice my harmonization was not on point. I did not plan anything. If that happens, it's very easy for me to jump within the key to a note that is appropriate or jump to the melody line, which is what you should be doing if you're trying to harmonize and it turns out not to work like mine just did.
Yeah, so I know some of you do this already, but some of you, what we'll do, because this is what I did with one of my students today, and if you're watching, you know it's you. Then we start to break that apart. We find, okay, this is where we had a mistake. This is what we should do. We find the chord. So I sing this part because that's an F, and then I don't know if you want the.
I sing the A.
Oh, the A. Oh, okay, cool. So. Walk in. You mean Russian?
Russian. So will you sing that line with me, Alicia, at the top octave?
Yeah. There you go.
I'm sorry, the whole from the beginning.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, cool. Ready? 1, 2, right, go. Wise men say only fools rush in.
Great. So now that Alicia has told me or helped me hear where my part is, she can sing the melody, and I'd be able to sing the harmony after having listened to what's within the key. I can mimic what she had done as long as I can listen to what she is doing and differentiate that I do not need to match her necessarily.
Yeah, and if you still have that trouble even after that one time, I always recommend doing it at least 3 times. So, that part should be differentiated at least 3 times. And then after the 3 times, then we start back to the beginning again, and then we sing up to that part just to see if you got it right. If you didn't get it right, then we have to do it another 3 times.
For example, would you sing the melody while I harmonize with you those first 3 measures?
Yep. So are we gonna start from the beginning? Yeah, let's start from the beginning. It's probably the best. Ready? Wise men say only fools rush in. So you see, after he listened, and he's also listening to the piano too. It's not just the right hand, because the right hand's the melody. The right hand's most of the time the melody. The left hand is helping you to find the chord. So if you wanted to sing here, you listen to the bass. If you wanted to sing here, you sing the middle. If you sing here, that's the high note. And so you want to pinpoint what you're listening to and not just, I think this is it. And so we're going to do it again one more time, and then we're going to see if he can make it all the way to you.
Am I harmonizing?
Yeah, you're still harmonizing.
Okay.
Do you want to go over falling in love with you?
Yeah, let's go over that part so we can see if I didn't know how to plan how to harmonize that part, how I could potentially plan to harmonize it.
Okay, great. Okay, so do you want to start from the beginning one more time, or do you want to go to
Let's start there. Let's do the melody together and then plan a harmony so that I can make sure I know what I'm doing within the key. It's matching what you're doing.
Okay, cool. Okay, so ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Oh, sorry. I went to the wrong place. I make mistakes. You know I have to at least make one. Okay, one more time, ready? But I can't help falling in love with you. which is starting right here. Ready? But I can't help falling in love with you. So we're literally going from falling in love with you. Yeah, just like that. And so now let's switch.
Okay.
You ready? But I can't help falling.
I was going to harmonize on love.
Okay, so
Should I start off harmonizing on falling? Would you think that would be more appropriate?
yeah, it's always the harmonizing is always on falling.
Okay.
It's just like kind of like when
Sure,
we're getting
gotcha.
into fools rush in, and then falling just makes it easier to ease into the rest of the way.
Gotcha.
So let's try again one more time, ready? But I can't help falling in love with you.
I'm sorry, I thought you were going to speak on harmony.
So okay, so this
I'm sorry.
usually happens with my students too, especially with the one I'm making this for. Wink, wink. You know who I'm talking to. I'm not gonna say names. It's kind of mean if I do.
Let's do once again.
But well, let's do the falling in love with you first, so we can break that apart. So falling in love with you. So let's do that again one more time.
Are
Ready?
you harmonizing or am I harmonizing?
You're harmonizing. Okay, ready? Falling in love with you. Yeah, let's do it one last time and then we'll do start and butt, right? Falling in love with you. Now, you can hear I'm playing both parts still, but know that when I play the music, I can't do that. I mean, I can, but it'll take more work, and I shouldn't have to do that, guys. You gotta help me out by listening to the piano when we go through it together with just the chords. When we're doing just those parts, then you gotta keep it in your head, like, okay, I have to think up, I have to think up, I have to think up. If you don't think up, you're automatically gonna do what? Sing with me. Which is okay. If you make a mistake, do exactly what he did, which is to match my voice, and then I'll be like, okay, you didn't necessarily do that, so let's go over it again, and then we'll do it a few more times again, like we usually do. Okay, so now I think he has it.
I think I got it.
He can do it, right? So, but I can't help falling in love with you. Good, alright. Okay, now that he has the harmony on both the areas that we need to harmonize, now we can see if he can sing from Wise Men all the way to you. Okay, ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Yeah, that's it. It's all about listening and hearing the piano. If you guys are one of my students who is also doing piano lessons and voice lessons with me, that's the best thing to do, to be honest, because when you're playing with the piano, you're listening with your ears. You're making sure you're listening to every single note you play. And then when you're singing, if you try singing the notes without the piano, you're going to be like, okay, that doesn't sound right. And so you'll automatically think, okay, I'm going to play the notes. So that way you can find the pitches that you're singing, and then you're going to be like, oh, okay, that's why it sounded weird. It's actually, or whatever the note that you missed. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you think we should be doing?
I have a couple of questions
Okay.
that may be relevant. So, as a singer, if I'm singing along and I notice that I am not in tune, and it's because I'm not in the right spot, I'm lost in my music, what would you say I should do as a singer to get back onto the piano?
Okay, that's a good question actually. Like singing wise, as in you're following along with the music?
Yeah, so let's just say that I've been singing and all of a sudden I'm singing something and it doesn't line up, and it's probably because I'm in the wrong spot. Maybe the pianist got lost, who knows. What would you recommend so that I could get back on with you?
Okay, so how I'm gonna put it in a clarinet's point of view, because this is kind of this has happened to me because I can kind of explain it better that way. So if I hear that the pianist had went to the wrong spot and I know it's the wrong spot, I kind of will listen to a part that I recognize. And so like say I messed up like right here with like a river flows. And then you're like, and if you hear that specific thing, like where it says some things, you'll know, okay, wait, I recognize that part, I'm going to head straight there, and I'm not going to try to sing the rest of the song, because you want the piano to follow you, but sometimes there are people like me who can't play everything. So if I can't play something and I make a mistake, the point is to keep going, but find a spot that you know for sure, okay, this is actually where I am.
So we listen, we should try to know some anchor points within our music, so that if we hear an anchor point and we're lost, we can immediately jump to it with that knowledge. Thank you, that's a great answer.
Yeah.
Also, let's say I'm singing with you, I'm singing with somebody else, we're both singing together, and we're trying to harmonize, but let's say my harmony fails. What then would I do in that situation to make my performance continue and not make it a detriment to the performance with my incorrect harmonization?
I always say fake it till you make it, because that's what I learned all the time. That's the thing any music teacher's gonna tell you, fake it till you make it. But if it comes to that point, find a different note, because that's also what I used to do in choir in the church. So I would listen, and if it didn't sound right, I'd go back to the melody first, and then if I can kind of hear like a two notes, like say like right here, if I heard two, then I would hit the one I knew the best, which is here, even though it was probably supposed to be up here. And so I always find that one specific note that I know I can hit, and if I still couldn't do it and I'm not sure, then keep going with the melody, fake it till you make it, till you know if there's a part that you know for sure. You're like, oh yeah, I remember to go here, or falling in love with you. And if, like I said, if you still don't know, then just keep going with the melody. The conductor or the choir director or whatever, they're gonna know you did it wrong, but at least if they hear the mistake, they can help you fix it, or like we can help you fix it. But most of the time I would stick to what I know. I know the melody, I know how to sing it, I'll follow along with what I hear, because also if you're in choir and you're taking lessons with us, also follow along with people around you. They'll definitely be able to help you out with the note that they're singing. So if you know you mismatched, try to listen with your ears on this side. Don't listen to both sides, because sometimes somebody on this side, like he could be wrong and you could be right, or they could be wrong and then you could be right. So kind of differentiate who might be right more than others. And then if somebody in the choir director says, hey, so and so over here was right, you need to match him, then you're gonna have to like listen to him. It's a very long explanation, but that's how I did it.
Yeah, I personally think that for harmonizing, for singing in an ensemble, like Leach said many times, the most essential skill, other than the physiognomy, the physiology of what you're doing with your body, is your listening skills. Listening to the people's pitches around you, listening to your own pitch, being able to differentiate the two, and being able to, while you're producing a pitch, thinking of the pitch that comes ahead, projecting your mind forward, and really internalizing and hearing that pitch internally before you go to sing it. Especially when you have something like harmonization. A pre-planned harmonization with a pitch already in mind is much easier to execute than a wild guess.
Yeah, you don't want to guess. It's just something I have a habit of. It's a bad habit. You shouldn't have that habit.
Some people, like Alicia, have a lot of vocal experience and are very easily able to harmonize naturally. So there's not a lot of planning has to go into her doing the actual harmonization. However, if you're still learning to harmonize and if you're still learning to sing, do your best to plan what you're going to do, to be very thoughtful about your breath, how much air you're using, and how you're placing your vowels and how that fits in with what you're also listening to that's happening.
Yeah, and so like you said, I have had a lot of experience singing, but when I first started singing, I didn't know that if I was doing anything wrong or right. I kind of had what people call natural talent, but like with clarinet, I didn't have that natural talent. I had more of I had to work at it. I had to listen. I had to pay attention. I had a tuner and a metronome. I'd listen to it. I looked at it, and then I would look away. This goes with anyone any of my students who may be a clarinet player, or maybe someone's just watching just for the heck of it. If you're learning how to do it, great. But if you're like me and you're also an instrumentalist, you have to know what you're listening for. Just like what he's saying, plan ahead for it. If you know that you might be sharp or you might be flat, these are terms of if you're sharp, you're kind of too bright. If you're flat, you're too. What word would you say flat for?
Dark, low.
Yeah, muffled, I guess. And so you have to know exactly what you're doing. But for singing, I had the natural talent, and then I just had more help along the way with choir and stuff. And so I developed learning to listen, mostly because of my clarinet. If I didn't have my clarinet, I probably would be coming to take lessons here with somebody else. Maybe it'd be him, I don't know. But yeah, you have to know how to listen. That's why I tell you guys, listen to the piano, listen to the piano, listen to the piano. It's not just to annoy you. I mean, some of you may be like, okay, well, I'm telling you because this is how I did it. This is how I experienced it. I'm trying to teach you from me doing it on my own. I didn't have anyone to teach me, especially if you're maybe you're 5 or up. Or maybe you're my 12-year-old who likes to sing Evanescence. Ma'am, don't hurt your voice. Drink lemon tea, hot honey. But yeah, like you have to know how to listen and you have to know how to breathe. This is all more of that's how like I said, I had to go through a lot of steps on my own, and then I learned through college. Oh, well, this sounds great, but you still sound very nasally. I was told I was nasally a lot, and so I didn't know that, and I was like, how do I clear that up? She's like, well, if you take a lesson, I'll teach you. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That's how they get you.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyways, do you have any other questions?
I don't have any other questions, no. I do have a word of advice if you're 12 years old and singing Evanescence, or if you're singing anything, to sing healthily. To sing to where it doesn't hurt, and to where if you get to the point where while you're singing it starts to hurt, then your throat is tense or tired, stop and take a break. Reevaluate your breathing and your placement of where you're singing within your body, and do your best to sing healthily so you can sing for a long time.
Yeah, you see, I think I told you that too. See, everybody goes to someone else and says, oh, I didn't know that, and I'm like, I guess you did. And so I have a few of you that like to sing Evanescence or Broken Wing from Martina McBride or likes to sing Carrie Underwood. Somebody else is like that. She doesn't sing long, but she likes to sing up. She likes to sing high.
Whatever it is you're singing, as long as you're singing to where there's no pain and there's no tension, and you're singing with the proper breathing techniques that Alicia has been teaching you, then you should be A-okay to sing anything in any genre for an extended period of time. Use straw.
And marshmallows. Yeah, he's learning something from me too, guys. That's why I said he owes me marshmallows. But yeah, so anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you guys take his advice. If you ever have any questions, whether it's for me or maybe you just want to just meet him one day, that he's here. You can always just say hi. But yeah, just make sure you take care of your voice. Make sure you're nice and relaxed. Don't breathe from your chest. Some of you are still doing that. Don't do it. You're gonna hurt yourself. I already told you no. And then I don't want any parents coming to me saying, well, you said. Oh, no, I didn't. I never said sing here. I said sing from your abdominal, sing from your stomach. And remember, you have your fog game. I mean, make sure you use it. This is plexiglass in case y'all know. Y'all should know. We use this thing all the time. Use your fog game. You go to the mirror. If your mom gets mad, well, that I understand. But I'm pretty sure she's not, or he's not. Your dad's not gonna get mad. Anyways, have a good day. I hope to see y'all next week. I will see y'all later. Bye.